All right. All right, guys. Stream is going live. Just getting it ready. Giving it a couple minutes. Starting up a little early for you guys. Whoever comes into the stream. Hopefully we get some people in shortly. Stream is up and running. Make sure everything is kosher. Figure I'd start the stream a little early just to get it up and running. Hey, how's it going, Leod? Stream's up and running a little early. I wanted to get it up and running so we can just make sure all the bugs are out of the system. Hey, Jay, how's it going? All right. Let's see what we got here. God, it's such a delay. There's a big latency with when you do streaming, if anyone's not aware, guys. When I see the stuff on YouTube after it's recording, it's actually, I'm seeing stuff in the past. So I've already said it. So I'm looking at my second monitor, which is my little tablet, and I'm seeing stuff that I've already said. So just thank you for jumping into the stream. I'm waiting for just a couple minutes before everybody comes in so we can actually get this thing going. How's everybody doing tonight? Big shout out to Monster. Got my drink on. How's the microphone sound? Pretty good? No issues? Just hit me up in the chat. Let me know. Make sure the chat's working okay. Cool, cool. I can make it a little louder if we need to. That's why I started a little early and make it a little bit louder just in case. I'll raise it up by about another 4%. Let me know if that sounds any better. It looks pretty good on the encoder, so it looks like no issues there. Check. Let me make sure the chat is working. Hopefully it's working okay. Yep, it's working good. Awesome. Awesome. Sweet. I'm just giving it another couple minutes. I wanted to start the chat a little early, the stream a little early to make sure any bugs are... Hey, Omni, how's it going? Hey, OMG. Want to make sure no issues were happening in the actual stream itself to make sure, because this is the second of my sort of testing for streaming. One thing I'm going to talk about when we started up at 9 is a couple questions I want to ask my audience, ask you guys about the stream. So I wanted to get everything up and running first before anything happens. Let me make sure the thing is working here. 1 second. Where is it at? I will fire a test. If anyone tries to subscribe in the middle of the stream, you'll see that. Pops up right there. You'll see it in a second here. A little guy playing a guitar will pop up if anyone wants to subscribe. There it is, see? Pretty cool. I got the alerts up and running, most of them. There are some alerts I still have not yet worked out. But Cletus, him and I were trying to figure out a few things, and we couldn't nail it down for whatever reason. Thanks everybody who's jumped into the stream late. Thank you very much for showing up, guys. And we're going to start it up in a minute or two. I just wanted to make sure everybody was in here before we did it. Oh, there we go. Jay subscribe, cool. Oh, we unsubscribed and then resubscribed. Actually, yeah, to trigger the box. Yeah, it works pretty good. You can make custom images. Yep, Jay. You can make. I can make little custom GIFs if I wanted to. I was looking through all the lists they had. The kind of guy, the knight in the evil-looking mask playing the guitar. I thought that would be really cool, so I figured I'd go with that. So we're going to start the stream right now for you guys. Thank you again for coming to my stream. Again, I am still new at this whole streaming thing. You may see me looking to the side, which would be to the right. Yeah, to my right, your left. I have to get used to this. It's always backwards. I'll be looking off to the side because I have another tablet that's hooked up on dual monitors, so I can actually see myself talking, making sure the stream is working properly. So we'll in case you see me doing, that's the reason why. Again, thanks for everybody for showing up at the stream. This is my second of my final 2 test streams to make sure all the technology is working correctly. The cam is working. The microphone is working. Next week's stream, which I want to talk to you guys about now, It's going to be another Monday stream again. I put out alerts on my Facebook group and on Twitter. If you might have seen it if you checked me out on my Facebook groups, Facebook at Rook Geek Goodness. If you check me out on Twitter at Geek Rook, I believe it is. I believe it's Geek Rook. You can actually get alerts for it as well. I put the thumbnail up, tell you when I'm going to be streaming. Next week's one, I'm probably going to be doing a Q&A. I've talked about it at length. That for some weird reason, I want to keep, well, not weird reason, I want to do a Q&A, but I never get a lot of questions. So I want to save that for next week, guys. It's going to be an open, you can hit me with anything you want for Q&A. Keep it tasteful, of course. Keep it, nothing less than PG-13. I try to keep my streams and my content rather clean. Yep. So I try to keep my content rather clean, especially for younger viewers. I try to keep it, PG, maybe PG-13, nothing more than that. Nothing R-rated. I try to keep it I try to run a very clean ship, so to speak. Excuse me. Again, big shout out to Monster. Bam! So next week's going to be some Q&A. I'm going to do that. This one, I want to try a couple things here. First and foremost, in this stream, I mentioned it talked about it in my haul video, which is where I talked about this guy here, which was the new Hulkbuster from the Infinity Wars for Avengers. This bad boy is really heavy. This thing has a lot of heft to it. It looks like a mini statue. It doesn't really look like a pop, but I like the way this looks compared to the original Hulkbuster. I think this guy looks really, really cool. Good price point on it. If you're looking to get one, I would try FYE if there's one in your area. This one was selling for $15 US, so I was rather happy about the price point, and he does have a bobblehead if you were curious. Bobblehead. He is $15 US, cheaper than Hot Topics. Yep, it is, Jay. It's a really cool pop. I really like that one. I think they did a good job with that one. One thing I mentioned in the video I talked about, if you haven't seen it yet, definitely take a look at it after the stream. I want to keep the stream down to, I want to say 30 to 45 minutes. Nothing more than that. I went crazy with it on the very first one. Yeah, that's kind of weird, Rock, because I went to buy it, I looked on the back of because I saw it actually at Hot Topic. I flipped the bottom over and looked at it, and it said $18.80, which I was rather surprised about, for the price being that high. So I was like, wow, that's pretty expensive. That's pretty expensive. The cashier even asked me, what did you pay for at FYE? And I actually whipped out the receipt. I said, here, it's $15. And she was like, $15. Okay, they said they price match. So I was like, eh. So, I mean, yeah, I know it sold out pretty quick, but I was happy to get my hands on this one since they didn't have the original Hulkbuster. That was a Marvel Collector's Core exclusive. I mean, at $9, you can't go wrong with that. I mean, even if you use hot cash, you'd save, $5. So you're looking at $13, so it would have been a little cheaper. When I picked up, one thing I didn't mention was, I talked about it in the video. I picked up originally 4 pops. I picked up the Hulkbuster, I picked up the T-Rex, I picked up the Iron Spider-Man, and I actually picked up a Velociraptor. Yep, I'll talk about that in a second, Rock. I'll definitely talk about that in a second because there's an issue with that. I've been checking a lot of the forums, a lot of Facebook groups. They've talked a lot about Yondu. Well, I'll talk about that and give you an actual ETA from what I've heard on that guy. Yeah, the T-Rex was all right, but the problem, I mentioned it in the actual video, was that the T-Rex was way too small. The scale was way off on that particular pop. They're doing those side-loaded packaging now. I think there's some type of special deal they have going with the people who do Jurassic Park, I'm assuming. OMG, the reason why they have that is because of licensing issues. The reason why Marvel and Star Wars have to do bobbleheads is not because Funko wants to. It's to circumvent licensing issues because they don't have the master license for vinyl figures in that scale. Or maybe vinyl figures at all. That's why they have to actually do bobbleheads to kind of skirt the licensing problem. If they didn't do bobbleheads, Funko would not be able to do pops at all, or vinyl figures at all. That's why they have to do bobbleheads, unfortunately. I've talked about it in OMG, many videos. I'm not a fan of bobbleheads. The springs always get messed up. The best bobblehead I've ever owned, and to this day it's the best bobblehead, was the Commander Cody. The Commander Cody, which is a Walgreens exclusive. I can take that head and spin it 360 degrees or 90 degrees and bring it back to center without the spring messed up at all. It's the only bobblehead I actually own that I can physically move it like a standard vinyl figure. I don't know what they did different in that bobblehead, or maybe it's just mine, but that one works really, really well. But going back to, I picked up that Velociraptor, and going back to the T-Rex first, the scale was all really off. It should have been at least a 6-inch pop. It should have been maybe even a 10-inch pop. The scale is way too small for that dinosaur. It should be much, much bigger. I don't know why they kept it in a smaller scale. I don't understand Funko's reasoning for it. I can't make a guess why they went that direction. I'm assuming maybe for the work, the agreement with the side-loading packaging. I mean, they could make the side-loading packaging bigger, but I don't know why they decided to keep it in that scale. I don't know the reason why. I don't understand it. I can't tell you the reason why. Thanks, everyone who just jumped into the chat. Thanks for coming in, guys. I started a little early just to make sure there was no technical difficulties, anything along those lines. Again, big shout-out to Monster. Kids, don't drink energy drinks. They're not good for you. But to go back... Yeah, the Attack on Titan pops are pretty cool, actually. I got that as a giveaway from Entertainment Earth. I do a lot of giveaways with Entertainment Earth. I have a deal going as a sponsorship deal with them, so I was happy to give that stuff away. I've never watched Attack on Titan. I've seen some video clips of the actual show, but never really got into it. No problem, G. Glad to drop some knowledge. That's what I do. That's what I do. They also had that new weird stand for Jurassic Park. It's a bigger stand. It's like, I mean, literally, it's like this big. Normal stands, let's say about that big. This one also had a single peg point. I think they should have had 2 peg points, as I mentioned in the actual video, mainly because it helped the pop stand much straighter. It wouldn't be cockeyed all the time. And in case one of those stand points broke or failed, you wouldn't be out of luck, because unfortunately that particular pop, the dino, is extremely front heavy, and it will tip over all the time. It will just teeter over. You're left with 2 choices if you break the peg. Either you stand him against something, or you put him back in the box. I was going to review the Velociraptor as well, but unfortunately I broke my peg. I've read about weak peg issues. That peg is extremely thin on the Velociraptors. Oh, yeah. I heard it was a really good anime. I think they're just in their 2nd season now, I believe, for Attack on Titan, I believe. I could be wrong, but I think the 2nd one just started, I think, last year, I believe it was. I heard it was a good anime. I heard it was a good anime. They have a live action of it over in Japan right now, I believe, as well. But I actually broke the Velociraptor peg. You're going to laugh, guys, I threw it away. I completely threw it away. I was extremely upset because of me doing it, and I didn't push that hard to put it on the peg. It was just a very, very fragile peg. So if you get the Velociraptor, guys, make sure you don't push too hard. Or I would just either lean it against something, maybe lean it against another pop, or lean it against the box itself, or put it back in the box. Be very careful of that Velociraptor. It is extremely fragile. Now, here's something that I want to try out for you guys. I made a new scene. I want to try to see if this works correctly. I'm hoping it's going to work. This is, again, a trial and error sort of thing. Hopefully it works. Did the screen change? Let me make sure it changed on my view here, hopefully. I'm going to let it refresh here. Make sure it gets caught up. Hopefully it works correctly. Yep, there we go. Perfect. Excellent. So it worked fine. I want to talk a little bit about the Emerald City Comic Con. That was a convention that was recently done over the last week or so. I've talked about it in the end of that haul video about ECC, and I will talk about it in the stream. That's what I want to do right now. I want to spend some time talking about Emerald City Comic Con. Emerald City Comic Con is a convention that is held in Washington, D.C. It's an annual convention now. They have sort of this green themed on it. The pops were available on March 1st. Now, if you want my honest opinion, guys, complete honest opinion about ECC, I don't lie to anybody on my chat. I never sugarcoat anything. I tell everybody exactly what I think. I give you my honest opinion. We lost some people from the stream, but that's okay. If they want to come back, they're more than welcome to. Happy talking about the people who are still here. The people for, the ECC itself for this year, I really wasn't thrilled with ECC this year. People might say, you're crazy, Rook, but if you look at the list of the pops that were available here, they really weren't that great. I know a lot of people, yep, Leo, I know a lot of people wanted the Rick and Morty stuff. Rick and Morty is an extremely hot property right now. I'm not the biggest Rick and Morty guy. I really am not. So we lost more people. It looks like we have 3 people in chat right now. That's okay. If people want to come in, they're more than welcome to. I'm still going to keep talking here. The Rick and Morty stuff is very, very popular. I'm not a big Rick and Morty fan. I've seen bits and pieces of episodes. Again, it's not really my thing, but I know that a lot of people love Rick and Morty. If you look on the list that I presented to you guys here, a lot of them just really didn't hit the mark for me. The only one that I really liked was the Emerald Green Batman. That's the one everybody was really wanting to get their hands on. That's the one everyone was chasing down. That thing goes now for, like, I would say between, I know it was selling as high as $500 US. I've seen it go between $400 and $600. That's what everybody was chasing for. I know the Bigfoots people were looking to get their hands on. A couple of the other ones here, I know there's two different colored Bigfoots. Now, the Funko shop was rather funny because the actual Funko shop, when the alert went out, I immediately jumped in to take a look to see if I get my hands on it. That thing was gone. As soon as my page loaded, it was sold out. I heard people who were waiting in the actual room when the page refreshed, they went to buy it, and it was sold out in like 20 seconds. That's how quickly that thing sold out. To address the Yondu, who mentioned the Yondu? I think it was Rock mentioned Yondu, if he's still in the chat. Hopefully you're still in the chat, Rock. I don't know if you still are or not. Yeah, I know, Leo. You told me you got the green Chrome Batman. I wasn't able to get him at all. Like I said, as soon as I got the alert, it was gone. It sold out extremely fast. Faster than I thought it would be, actually. And I was like, oh man, that stinks. I was hoping to get my hands on it. I wanted to get the black Chrome Batman, but that was a whole nother story with my girlfriend. I maybe bring that up in another stream down the road. But the green Chrome Batman is the one everyone was looking for, and that's the only one I really liked on this actual list. Rock mentioned Yondu, as I mentioned a second ago. Yondu, there was a big screw up. Yeah, exactly. Yondu, there's a big screw up over with Yondu. I know that Nerd Therapy talked about it on their Facebook page. Hey Tony, how's it going, sir? Glad to see you in the chat. I have a decent amount. I think I have, my last count, I think I was at about 280 pops. I know Cletus, who helped me put this stream together, he's over, I think, at 2,800 pops. That means 2,800 pops. I believe he has every single Star Wars pop ever made, at least from what he's told me. He even has the holographic Darth Maul, the thing that goes for like, I think it's like 4,000 or 5,000 right now. Ridiculous amount of money. But he actually does have that Darth Maul pop. Well, we have 5 people in chat now. Glad you guys can come in. Glad to see you in, Tony. We started a little while ago. We're just talking about ECC a little bit. But Yondu, the Yondu pop, the Yondu pop is, from what I heard, and take this with a pinch of salt, Yondu is going to be coming mid-March. I don't know why. I don't know what happened. Yeah, I saw the Amidala one. The only reason I didn't pick her up is she looked a little plain to me, and I don't know. I know that it looks like Star Wars Pops have been following a trend of some sort. You mean this guy right here? Yeah, I got the Hulkbuster. Yeah, I got him, all right. I don't know why the Yondu was delayed so long. Something happened maybe at their warehouse where they didn't get quantity in stock or whatever. Out of all the pops, I didn't get the Ahsoka plush. I like the way she looks, but she looks a little weird. I mean, I love Ahsoka. Yep, I do like some Legos, Jay. I'll talk about Legos in a second here, because there's still a set that I'm working on. I want your opinion on it. Give me a second, because you're a Lego guy, so hold on for that real quick. As far as Yondu goes, he's supposed to be coming out mid-March. I do like the way Yondu looks. He looks really, really cool. He's in that flight pose holding the arrow. I think that looks really, really neat. I do know that Cletus did pick me up the She-Hulk out of all the other ones that were on the list. I gave him an option of She-Hulk or the 6-inch giant white from Game of Thrones, because I do like some of the Game of Thrones pops. I love the actual TV show. But on this list right now, I mean, I'm not a big Dorbs guy. I've talked about that in the past. I got a few Dorbs. I do like the Yondu pop. I do like the green Chrome Batman, but of course I never got my hands on it because it sold out in 20 seconds. I believe it was limited to 1,500 pieces. Probably Leo can confirm that with me because he got it. I think it's 1,500 pieces if I'm correct on that. I believe it is. Okay, I guess that's a good compliment. I don't know. But yeah, the I think the Batman's 1,500 pieces on that one. I mean, if I look on the list here, the She-Hulk, I like the way she looks in the attorney outfit. I like the Yondu. I like the Chrome Batman. Out of the list, those are the ones I like the most. To go back to Jay's question, I do a few Legos. I never saw the movie, but I picked up the Ninjago Green Dragon Lego set. I have yet to put that one together. The only other Lego set I really want to get my hands on is the A-Wing fighter. There was an A-Wing fighter I saw at Toys R Us. I really like that one. I want to get my hands on that as well. That's one of the ones I want to really get. I think it goes for, I think it sells for $44. It's a really cool A-Wing set. It's one of my favorite ships in Star Wars. I love, my two favorite ships in Star Wars is an A-Wing and the Snowspeeder. Those are my two favorite ships ever. The A. Try this again. I'm coming back, guys. I'm coming back, don't worry. I'm coming back. I'm coming back. It looks like my internet went out. Apologize for that. Not what I was expecting. Hopefully I can come right back up. Can you hear me okay? Looks like I have no video for whatever reason. Hey Jackie, the stream got knocked out for whatever reason. I lost my internet. It just went down on me out of the blue. I'm going to kill this and open it up back again. See if that works. Start this again. Hopefully people will come back into the stream. I do apologize for any issues. It looks like I had some problems with the stream for whatever reason. Hopefully. Hey, Javi. Kill that. Yeah, guys, I do apologize. This stream got knocked out. That's why I'm doing this test run to see what happens when these sort of issues do occur. Something I couldn't control. My internet went out. For whatever reason, I don't know the reason why. I just lost the internet out of the blue. So I reconnected the stream. It took me a few minutes to get it back up and running, but I got it, so. Hopefully everybody comes back into the stream. Hopefully it lets them know that the stream was reestablished. I don't know if it does or not. Hey, Javi, how's the little one doing? I do apologize for the stream getting cut out from underneath me. I did not plan for that to happen. But these are things that can happen when you do a live stream. So unfortunately, that sort of thing can happen, which I could not control. Yep, I'm back, Leo. The stream got cut out. I lost my internet for whatever reason. I don't know why. Just out of the blue. My computer lost connection. Everything locked up. Yep, I'm back. I wasn't going to leave you guys off that, leave you guys hanging that much. I'm back. Yep. We're talking about ECC. Let me switch back to the ECC picture here. Yeah, there we go. So at least the stream is back up and running now. Again, apologies for the stream getting cut out from under me. I didn't mean for that to happen. Leah, hopefully you can find her. She's a Toys R Us exclusive, as the picture shows here. I don't think it should be that difficult to find. I would advise checking, before you check in the Funko section, check behind the customer service desk. That's where they usually store them, at least from what I've been told. Again, we were talking about ECC, we were talking about Yondu. He is going to be coming out, I think, March 15th to March 17th is what I've heard he's going to be dropping. That's where I actually heard. I don't know if that's true or not, but I think that's actually true, so I hope that's true. There we go, perfect. Stream is back up and running. Hopefully we don't get cut off again. Thank you guys for coming back in. I do apologize for the stream getting cut out from under me. My internet seemed to have been... It just dropped on me for whatever reason. I don't know why. Let me switch back to the normal stream so you can see stuff okay. Yep, that's very true. I didn't want that to happen, Sir Comics. Happens a lot. Sure. Let me give you my P.O. box. I absolutely have a P.O. box. I talk about it in almost every single video I do. I will drop the P.O. box in the chat for you guys. I have it. I always post it almost in every video. It's in my About section on my channel, but I will put it here in case you guys are looking for it. Right there. That is my P.O. box. Right there. Awesome. Let me get back everything. Move some stuff around because I moved some stuff out of the way. Perfect. Perfect. There we go. So that is my P.O. box. It's in the About section of my channel as well. Hey Jay, glad you come back. Glad you came back. I don't know. It looks like my internet went down for whatever reason. I lost all connectivity. My computer locked up. So I don't know what happened. I could not tell you the reasoning why it did that. Cool. If you go, Leo, it's in my About section of my channel. All my information's there. If you go there, you'll be able to see it as well. So if you didn't see it, that's fine as well. It's always there. I usually talk about it in almost all the videos. I haven't talked about it in a while. But as far as concluding the ECC chatter, I don't think it was that good this particular year compared to last year's convention. I thought last year's had a lot better stuff. But like I said, I only picked up a few pieces here and there. One thing I want to kind of showcase to you guys, I think is really, really cool, I haven't talked about it yet, is I went to Renaissance Festival a few weeks ago, and I got this really cool green mechanical dragon. I think it looks really, really cool. Really sweet looking dragon. I haven't showed it in any videos. My girl got it for me. I was debating a particular dragon. It was this one, or it had like a jewelry box one of basically of this head right here. This head that you see, very similar to it. I think she was $15. Let me switch the scene real quick here. I believe she was 15 bucks. Yeah, I think she's 15 bucks. Normally. I don't know how much she's gone up now, but that's how much she normally goes for. I thought it was a really cool dragon. Just want to showcase it off to you guys. Not a pop, but I do like fantasy stuff. You don't come across many mechanical dragons. This is actually really green, but the color really doesn't show really well on the stream. To go further, yeah, ECC I really wasn't that big with it. Okay, no problem, Jay. I'll still be here. I'll probably be shooting the video probably until 45 after, just because the stream got cut off a few minutes. I wanted to end it around 9:30, 9:45, but I'll go until 9:45. I have no problem with that. As long as you guys want to stay here and chat with me, I have no issues with that. One of the things I want to ask you guys, let me scroll down a little bit. We have how many people in chat right now? 8 people in chat. Thank you for all for coming in. I do apologize for the stream being cut out for a couple minutes. The VOD's going to be very, very weird, where you'll see probably a delay or dead space, most likely. Yeah, Sir Comics. P.O. boxes, you can get them for a pretty good cost. The one I got in South Florida here. Kevin, I've heard mixed reviews about that. I heard somewhere in the middle of March. Apparently, Nerd Therapy spoke to someone who actually got a letter back from somebody saying, like, March 15th. So I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know if it's just, you know, hearsay. That's what I've heard. But again, I could be wrong on that. I do think Yondu looks really, really good, though. That would be only one of the other, maybe the 4 pops I would have liked. It would have been the Emerald Batman. It would have been Yondu, She-Hulk, and that 6-inch white from Game of Thrones. Those are the only ones I would have wanted to get my hands on. One thing I want to ask my viewers, I want your guys' opinion here, and be honest with me. Should I keep doing Rook 180 and the Rook's Rare Find segments? Usually Rook 180 was bi-monthly. Rook's Rare Find was bi-monthly as well. So when I would do a Rook's 180, the next month would be Rook's Rare Find, so forth and so on. What are your guys' thoughts on the Rook 180 and the Rook's Rare Find? I think I do like doing Rook 180 just because you don't see a lot of 3-minute reviews in this day and age with a prize online if you can't do it under the clock. So I think it's kind of cool, a different sort of approach to doing a review. Rook's Rare Find, I was doing it mainly to try to give you guys some deals that I come across. Let me know in chat, if you can, what you guys think of it. I don't mind doing it, but I want your guys' approach on it. You like them, Jackie? I think you like them. What does everybody else think? Hit me up in chat. What do you guys think? Should I still do Rook's Rare Find? Should I skip on it? Should I do something else? Should I do Rook 180 still? Let me know. I mean, I enjoy it. I enjoy it. We'll let that simmer for a little bit here. I have 7 people in stream. Thank you guys again for sticking with me through the weird internet outage. Again, I don't know why it happened. The stream cut out. My internet cut out. Everything cut out. I don't know why. Hey, Admiral. How's it going, sir? Not sure. Not sure. One thing I want to touch base real quickly. Hey, Ultimate Killer, how's it going, sir? Thank you, Kevin. I'm debating whether or not if I should still do it or not. Do you guys like it? I mean, my whole point is doing content that you guys enjoy doing. If you guys don't like something, don't think you're hurting my feelings. You're not. I take things with, you know, I take a lot of pride in what I do. Again, for things like this, the channel, I'm not getting paid for it. This is something I do because I enjoy doing it. I like doing it. The next stream, which will be next Monday's stream, which will be a full hour, I want to do all Q&A. I want to do a full Q&A segment here. One thing I want to talk about just briefly, just very, very briefly, is the Stoneman Douglas situation that happened in Parkland, which is very close to me. I have a lot of emotions about that, mainly because I have 2 nieces that go to that school, and they were there when the shooting did happen. They were luckily not in the freshman building at the time of the incident. One of them was about 10 minutes behind the shooting. So she was ahead of it 10 minutes. She wasn't in the area. She's doing okay. No one was hurt. Just to clarify that now. Everybody is fine. I do have people that are, you know, loved ones who were involved in that incident. There's no issues with them. Everybody is fine. I just want to let you guys know. I wanted to briefly just touch base on that a little bit. So I did have actually people that did go to the actual school. I went there back in like the late 90s for about, I would say 6 months. It was a brand new school when I went there, but that was years and years and years ago. So what do you guys think? I just want to touch base on that real quick here. Keep Rook 180, keep Rook's Rare Find, get rid of one, don't do any other. Seems like you guys are kind of happy with it, so to speak. If you are, cool. I would probably still do them. I'm a little off track for Rook's Rare Find, which would be the next one. I didn't do anything Rook's Rare Finds or Rook 180 in the last month segment. I do like doing it, Sir Comics. I just want to make sure that you guys like it. It's not necessarily what I like to do. I want to make sure there's I won't say really a need, but make sure that you guys still like when I put that content out. Rook 180 is extremely stressful. It's a one-take video. Meaning I gotta shoot it in one take. There's no screw ups. There's no putting it back in the box. I gotta capture everything. Thanks, Jackie. Yeah, I'm probably gonna keep it. I wanted to get your guys' opinion on it. Just because like I said, I like doing it doesn't mean you guys like watching it. My views to my viewership, so you will know, my subscriber count is extremely high based on my view count. I did a lot of stuff when I first started my channel out with Amino, with the Amino communities. Those are basically places you can go to for basically anything. If you like action figures, if you like Funko, if you like comic books, if you like wrestling, they have an Amino for anything. And you basically, it's sort of like a bulletin board system where they used to do it back in, let's say, late 80s, early 90s. It's very similar to, let's say, a Reddit. It's very similar to that, but you get, let's say, chat rooms, you can chat with people, you can share stories, you can blog. They have basically everything there. And when I first started my channel out, for me to grow my channel, I was doing it. Guys, don't do this if you're a YouTuber. Don't ever do what's called sub for sub. I did a lot of sub for sub when I first started my channel out. I can tell you, if you look at my chat count, my subscriber count in the top right corner there, I would say easily a third, I would say at least 300 to 400 subscribers are dead. Meaning they're listed as subscribers, but they don't interact with me, they don't follow me, they don't watch any of my videos. They're sitting there as a number, and they're basically taking up space. It's a bi-monthly video, AA. It is every other month. So let's say, for example, I did a Rooks Refined in March. There would be a Rooks 180 in April, Rooks Refined in May, Rook 180 in June. So it'd be every other month. That's how it normally would go. Mainly because of the cost. For me to do all the Rook 180 stuff, it was everything out of my pocket, meaning I did blind boxes mainly as the main things to review. Anything that would go up as a giveaway is out of my collection. None of that stuff is sponsored by anybody. I do all that stuff. If you guys want to send me stuff for Rook 180 as blind boxes for me to review, I have no problem doing that at all. So, I mean, if you guys want to contribute to it, you're more than welcome to. As I said before in many videos, I cherish anything my subscribers give me. Artwork, letters, prints, drawings, anything. I keep everything. I throw nothing out. Everything is kept in a drawer that will eventually be going into a sort of like a photo album, a sort of like a scrapbook, which is what I want to eventually do. Since Star Wars Collecting and Hobby is here, I want to drop this into the chat right now. Give me one moment here. I want to check something. Give me a second here. Make sure that's cool. That's the old link. Give me a sec. Because I want to talk about this in a second, because what you guys may or may not know, it's in the show notes for this particular video. I co-host with Collectings and Hobbies, the guy you see in the chat right now. And him and I do a, I would say, monthly wrestling podcast. Him and I both do that podcast there. It's in the show notes. This will be a video on demand when it gets done. Again, I do apologize for the stream breaking halfway through. If you guys are interested into wrestling, him and I do this wrestling podcast. He handles the WWE portion of the podcast. I handle the independent wrestling. That includes Ring of Honor, New Japan Wrestling. I talk about old vintage WWE or WWF then, WCW Wrestling. I talk about a lot of old school stuff. So him and I co-host that particular podcast. Usually when a WWE pay-per-view comes out, him and I usually do a podcast about a week after the actual event. We're trying to ramp up our shooting schedule because usually, most of the time, it's about a 2-hour podcast. You can actually download the actual podcast at that link. You can either listen to it or download it to listen to it later. That's sort of like a backdoor approach into it. You can mainly do it through I believe it's through iTunes. Collecting and Hobbies can confirm that with me, or the best way to actually get to the podcast. He can actually let you know in the chat. Like I said, he does that as well. Him and I kind of occasionally do what's called the First Jedi podcast, which is an all Star Wars based podcast. Basically, we talk all Star Wars stuff, action figures, we'll talk maybe Funko, we'll talk new movies, we'll talk Rebels, we'll talk all sorts of stuff on the First Jedi podcast. So that's been doing really well for us as well. That's something that I do occasionally with him, but I'm very, very proud of the Worldwide Wrestling Podcast, or WWWP podcast. So him and I do that one usually once a month is when we try doing it. We're trying to ramp up the content, like I said, maybe to do it to pay. Let's say, for example, a pay-per-view comes out on a Sunday. We might shoot it, let's say, on a Wednesday or Thursday or Friday. So we're trying to keep it closer to the pay-per-view to give you guys more relevant, newer information. Let me know what you guys think when you check it out. Hopefully you're wrestling fans. I've been a wrestling fan since I was a little kid. I absolutely love wrestling. I don't know if you guys really do. I definitely dig it. We're down to 3 people in the chat right now. That's fine. If you guys come back in, you're more than welcome to. I kick you guys out because I'm talking wrestling right now. That's okay. That's okay. Hopefully the audio's still good. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. I think the mic is still good. I don't think there's any problems there. So all in all, I think the chat went well, minus that screw up. I thought it was horrible when the actual chat died on me, making sure the chat's still going and not locking up. I want to thank everybody who came into this chat. I'll probably be wrapping up in a few minutes. Let me know what you guys, if anything else you guys want to talk about. So we have 3 people still in chat right now. I was happy that people did come back. But again, I do apologize for the chat dying. Something I was not taking into account that could happen, but this is, again, trial and error. Things like this can happen. So, you know, it's unfortunate it did happen. Just looking back through the actual chat before, making sure everything else is okay. Yep. So we still have 3 people in chat. So let me know what you guys think. I think it went pretty well, at least for this one. Again, another kind of trial and error, literally trial and error. But it went okay. I'll wrap up around 2 minutes here. I'll stop the stream then. Again, it went okay. There were some issues with the stream because of losing the internet connection. Again, something that was out of my control, unfortunately. I didn't try to cut the stream short. But next week's stream, I'm probably going to do 8 or 9 o'clock. No, I have it recorded right now, AA. I'm going to watch it after the stream. I have it recording. I watched the beginning of it with Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey. That set up the Kurt Angle, Ronda versus Triple H and Stephanie match. So I know that's going to be going on for WrestleMania. So we're going to be concluding it here. Next week's stream, I'm probably going to do it at 9 again. I think 9 o'clock seems better. I saw some people that weren't in the stream last Monday that were in the stream now. Next week's stream is going to be all Q&A. I'm going to do an all Q&A stream. I want questions in that stream. That's what I want to do in that one. So again, I want to thank everybody who watched the stream. We have 3 people left, probably myself, Star Wars Collecting Hobby, and probably Jackie. Again, I want to thank everybody who came in this stream. Make sure that's still working. Yep, it's still working good. I want to thank everybody who did come into the stream. And I'm going to cut the stream off in another minute or so. So that's about it, guys. Again, sorry for the rambling. Sorry for the stream being inconsistent. That could happen. I can't really control that. So I'm going to stop this stream right now in 3, 2, 1. Thanks, guys, for stopping by. Take care.